Hello and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, but definitely hit the like button. I just want to say to all of my subscribers, I definitely appreciate you. I appreciate your support. I just appreciate you so much as we start to go up. I do. I appreciate you guys so much. The mere fact, that you come to my channel and you like my commentary. That means so much to me. You could never know how much that means to me. I wanted to talk about a story that I ran across. I actually, you know, um, ran across this, and when I see stuff on other people's channels, I have to go ahead and just say it. Okay. Um, I don't look at other people's channels and get ideas and then go regurgitate it and not give them a shout out. I'm just not that type of person. I guess because, you know, I'm just different, you know. Um, and then I understand what's for me is for me. So regardless to whether I shout somebody out or not, what's mine can't nobody get. And if it's meant for somebody else to shine, me, whether I give them their credit or not, they still gonna shine because that's the laws of the earth. Okay. So I understand that, and I'm cool with that. As a matter of fact, I'm cool with that. So I got this story. I was scrolling YouTube on my phone, and I got this story. I was looking at this. I actually saw it, her title. I didn't really listen to a commentary at all. And I went to the story myself and started reading about it. And it was this story, and it kind of caught my attention because it was in Tennessee. Of course, Chattanooga is about mm, 8 hours, 7 hours from Memphis. It's way across Tennessee. It's up there by um it's closer to Atlanta. Chattanooga is. It's right there by Atlanta. Um, so, you know, what I did was I went and I read it, and it says that a man um beat his girlfriend. And I guess they was really fighting because he was limping when the police got him, child. Um, because she walked in and caught him performing acts on two men that was dressed like women. Now, of course, if he was performing acts on two men and they didn't have any clothes on that was dressed like women, he knew they were men if they didn't have any clothing on. You know, as I always say, I don't have any issues with what nobody does. Okay, I have issues when people are not truthful. Because some people would prefer not to date men that are bisexual. Some people are okay with it. Like me myself, I don't I wouldn't prefer to date a bisexual man. Okay. I can respect them for what they do if they're open with it, but I'll pass. I can't, not the peen and the poo nanny. You gotta choose one. But if you looking at if it's hard to choose between one or the other, then I'm gonna have to pass on that still. If you having issues I'm gonna go ahead and be with the woman. I choose the woman. No, if you got to choose between the peen and the poo nanny, I pass on you. Okay, because it's something ain't right there. But I'm always very respectful of people that are honest and that can live in their truth, right? But child, this man and whooped all kinds of ass. And these women have to be careful because I'm gonna tell y'all something in my history of doing cases. And I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Y'all would be so surprised at um, you know, um what I've come across. Okay. You would be so surprised at the things that I have had to take back to the client. And some stuff I just absolutely dreaded. Okay. I promise you. I'd rather had, just ate all my nails off or just popped them all off one by one rather than to have to take them back. What I had to take some of my clients The truth oftentimes can be stranger than fiction. Okay. So this man decides he wants to, they say, assault her. And see, when people are not living in their truth, okay, they will hurt you. They're mad because they're afraid to live in their truth when you have a right to do whatever you want to do as long as you're not hurting other people. And I wish people had enough nerve to be who they are. And evidently this man, he didn't. Child, let's go on to the screen. And I ain't forgot about Dolph either, y'all. We're gonna get back to Dolph. Here it is, child. Let me go ahead. Okay, here it is right here. I'm gonna play the video. Look at him limping. They done really been whooping ass. He limping. Yeah, or whatever act, I don't know what position he was caught in because that, his leg might be messed up.
This is Jordan.
I don't know. But let me see here. Let me see how I click this back. Okay, and let's go on down. It says a Chattanooga man faces assault and kidnapping charges after police say he beat his girlfriend after she discovered him cheating with two men, according to a Chattanooga police affidavit. Our cameras, they said their cameras was there on site to catch all of everything that went down, the lowdown with the lowdown, child. All right. It says our cameras were on the scene and rolling last week on Dahlia Street as officers took 45-year-old Antonio Lamar Collier into custody after a standoff watch. Okay. Let me roll on down. It says a police affidavit was obtained Tuesday, says Collier beat the victim after they had an argument about him performing sexual acts with two other men dressed as women. The woman said when she discovered the scene, she wanted to leave, but Collier forced her to remain in the room, the reports say. But the woman ended up going outside. Shortly after that, the report says Collier came out and struck her, causing bruises on her face and arms. The two men Collier was with managed to pull him off of the victim. The reports say, Lord have mercy. The men had to get him up off of her. That was dressed like the women. Someone called police. Arriving officers learned Collier had warrants in East Ridge and was wanted by U.S. Marshals for questioning. They were told Collier had fled into the woods and they set up a perimeter. They also deployed a K9. Oh, that's why he hopping the dog and whooped his ass real good. Who managed to subdue Collier so officers could put him into custody, the reports say. The woman also told officers on the previous night she tried to leave after an argument, but said that Collier wrapped his arm around her neck and dragged her back into the apartment, not releasing immediately after he got her back inside. According to the affidavit, the report says the victim was encouraged to call a domestic violence hotline, but she refused, saying she'd do so later. Collier is charged with false imprisonment and 2 counts of domestic assault. He just been out here being thugged out, I tell you. Let me see because they had some more. Did they have some more pictures? That he hiding all in. Look, that's him, y'all. Let me see if I got if y'all can see that. Y'all, that's him. Let me see. Let's see if I can. They had to go get him out the woods. He having fun. He wanted and questioning for the marshals looking for him, and he whooping ass because he wants to party with other men and things of that nature. So he wanted to tear his girlfriend ass up out the frame because she called him, and because she tried to leave because of what she walked in and saw, he tells her to stay. I don't know if he was, if he wanted her to look, because some people sick. They be wanting you to watch them. Okay. There are people like that. Watch me. They get, watch me do this because that's the turn on. to a sickie, right? So, child, he done wanted her to stay in there because she wanted to probably go out and throw up. Now, in most instances, because he warned about it, Marshall, ain't no telling what he had going on. But it's hard for me to believe and I'll say 85% of the time, because women watch men very, very hard. I study everything there is, especially about one that's gonna be up under me, right? So it's hard for me to believe you catch on to stuff. It's little stuff you catch on to. If they hold their hand, they twinkling in their hands like a little tinkle bell, or them hand movements ain't what they should be. If them hand movements go limp, you watch for stuff like that, especially when you're getting to know a person. Now, women are very watchful and they study men because we are nosy by nature. Unless somebody chooses, now there are women, like I said, they choose to turn the blind eye. Like I say, they'll go, I can't deal with that. Or they'll say, I knew, I just chose to head turn the blind eye. Girl, he ain't got no business with those, stains in his drawers. He could be a nasty mofo. Okay. You never know. But you have to be really careful when you have, you know, men like this, especially when they're on the down low. Okay. Especially when they're on the down low. And the fact that she was trying to get out of there because she was in shock, it leads me to believe that she didn't know, or she didn't really know that he was, gay. Okay. But when people are on the down low, you have to be very, very careful, because when they don't know, um, they can't accept who they are. They have not accepted it because they're ashamed of themselves for whatever reason. Because I feel like a person should be able to live and do whatever they want to do. Me personally, um, like I said, I'm gonna always date a straight man. Okay. Um, and I'm gonna always date a straight man and a man. That's my preference. Okay. I don't have anything to do with anybody else doing. Some people are very open because they are very, secure with who they are. And that's good, because some people don't have issues with that. And that's okay for those who don't. But when you have people who, um, you know, are on the down low and they're not secure with who they are, they will take somebody up out of here, a woman up out of here, especially if he's supposed to be thugged out and things of that nature. I was talking about how I've seen, in my line of work, how when I've been hired, because I do infidelity cases also. And I remember, and this was like, oh my God, almost 4 years ago, this lady called me, and she called me from like the backwoods of Tennessee. I was like, dog, but I was like, this would be easy though. I just didn't want to travel no hour and a half, but it would have been easy money. And I remember when she called me and she was talking to me, and she was like, my husband, she was telling me about her husband. Of course, I asked questions. And then she said, well, could you start the job today? I said, well, I can't start it today. She said, well, he's got that little black bag and he's getting ready to go. He goes, when he's getting ready to go do something, he packs his back, that black bag, and put it in the trunk. I said, well, what's in it? I said, did you look to see what was in it? Well, no, I think I know what's in it though. I said, well, go open the trunk up and look. Hell, shit. I mean, these women talking about privacy. That's your husband. If you think he can get ready to do something right, you go open it up and bust that thing wide open. What you got in here? What you doing? Hell. So she was like, well, he put in, but I think she knew. She said they had been married for 30 something years, almost 40 years. Their children were in college. And so she said, she said lingerie. She said, I think he puts that lingerie in there. And she said, I think he's cheating with prostitutes. I said, prostitutes? I don't know why, something clicked. I was like, okay, well, you think he's cheating with prostitutes because he's got lingerie? I said, well, let me ask you something. Is it the same lingerie every time? She said, yes, it is. I said, well, let me ask you another thing, and don't take this personal. Do you think your husband is putting that lingerie on for himself? And she just started boo-hooing and crying. I could tell she was an older female white. And she said, I think so. I said, well, have you ever seen your husband in lingerie? She said, yes, he likes to put on women's underwear sometimes through the years. He would like to do that. I said, oh Lord, this lady, that's what I'm talking about when I say a lady knows, but they choose to go into denial. I said, well, let me ask you something. Do you think your husband is gay? She really started crying. He can't be. We've been married almost 40 years and I'm taking care of two sick parents. So child, to make a long story short, he was a prostitute. He was. They was retired teachers, both of them. And I didn't say what part of Tennessee. Okay, but they was both retired. And so, this lady had given him 30 years, but I'm sure down through the years she had seen something. You be with a person that long, you know their next move before they even know it. You already know. Okay? You already know. And so I think that's why it was probably getting out of hand because they had just retired and he was ready to stop, Remy. He probably had started doing it more. Whereas if he had have just been honest with his wife, he would not have taken up 40 years of her life. See, that's the type of stuff that gets somebody whooped ass, toe out the frame, whoop cat raggedy. You know what I'm talking about? When you waste somebody's time and because you are not secure within yourself, you know. Like I say, it's okay for a person to do whatever they want to do, but you need to be honest with people. But yeah, child, he was limping, he done went and whooped his girlfriend up because she caught him doing something that he should not have. Well, I can't say what he should not have been doing. She caught him doing what he wanted to do. Okay. Let me go back to that. I'm trying to make it bigger. You know what they say? You have to let a person do what they want to do. Okay, so at least you'll know what it is that they want to do. Okay, so you know, I can't understand why he wanted to, assault his girlfriend. That's unfortunate. I'm in a way, I'm happy that the two guys that he was caught in the sexual acts with was there because with her catching him, if they had left and he's scared she's gonna go tell somebody, he might would have killed her. That's what happened with sometimes in these situations. Okay, that's why I say, people need to live in their truth and stop wasting people's time. It took two other men to get him up off of her. They saved her. They had to save her. You know, so child, that was unfortunate. But I just wanted to report on that. I think it caught my attention because it was in Tennessee, and I thought about a case that I'd had. I had more than one. Trust me, I had more than one. These folks be thinking they husbands cheating with women. That it's almost, you know, it, even now when I take cases like that, and they'll say, well, I ask them, do you know? Because oftentimes they know the other woman because they've had run-ins. They'll say, well, I don't know. I'll say, well, okay, if you don't know, are you prepared for whatever I bring you? And they'll go, what do you mean? I go, because it could be a woman or a man. And some women would just fall out laughing in my office. Okay. And I'm trying to tell you, some of the times that's exactly what it was. And then they be wanting to fall out. That's why I don't necessarily care for doing those types of cases because of you never know what you're going to come out with. Okay. You just never know. All right, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. I wanted to commentate on that. I kind of found that story a little amusing. I wanted to definitely commentate on that. But you guys, like, what I say, I always say, just live your truth. As long as you are not hurting other people, you have a right to do whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. I always say that as long as you're not hurting others, you have a right to do whatever you want to do. Okay. I truly, that's just what I believe. Okay, because I know people have these phobias and things of that nature, and they say, "Don't you have a like a homophobe?" No, I have an issue with pedophiles. Okay, I don't have an issue with people that are two grown people doing consensual stuff, and they are not hurting other people. I have an issue with you know people that are violating other people. That's what I have issues with. Okay. All right, you guys. Oh God, y'all still got that cough. I got a cold. My system ain't been right since COVID, and now I done caught another little cold, child. But it's getting better. All right, you guys. So excuse my cough. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I want you guys to know, as I said, if you would like to support the channel, you could definitely do that via Cash App. I appreciate you guys so much. Talk with you later.